Hey guys, Chris Vandetta, General Manager of Gerry, Raymond, Chevrolet of Fairmont.
Why are we at the gym right now?
This is step one. This is the beginning of the day. This is what it's all about, right? So when we have our sales process, it's 10 steps of the sale, first step's a meet and greet. This is the beginning of that first step, right? We're gonna start the day with energy. We're gonna start the day in attack mode. We're gonna start the day overcoming something. There's gonna be obstacles today, no matter what. It's a day, right? On this planet Earth, there are gonna be obstacles to overcome. We're gonna start the day attacking something, overcoming something. It's gonna make the rest of today's obstacles a lot easier to deal with, a lot more manageable. It's gonna bring us success and energy today. So that's why we're here.
So as a general manager, do you wanna be the most fit and the best seller in the team?
100%, right? So, I want to be, I don't care to be the most fit. I don't care to be the best seller necessarily, but this is a part of all of that, right? So, I tell everybody, you can tell, right, if you're going to sell a car or not. Is that predictive or determinative? You're step one. My meet and greet, if I'm coming in with high energy, I'm coming in, in attack mode, I'm not on the defensive, it's gonna set the tone for the entire deal. The way we train, the 60 to 70% of the entire car sales determined by how my first impression is, right? So I know that my customers are gonna make a judgment in the first 10th of a second about me, multiple judgments, and in the first 7 seconds, they're gonna make essentially all the judgments that they're gonna make about me. So if I'm coming in high energy, looking fit, physically attractive, looking like I've got the day started already, it's gonna be a different interaction than if I'm coming in defensive, hands in my pocket, still tired, still trying to get the day started, needing some coffee, whatever I need. It's gonna be a totally different interaction. It's gonna be predictive and determinative to my success in that car deal.
That's awesome. So how important is the gym in terms of having the fitness to be able to work long and hard hours and also having the right mentality?
It's absolutely crucial. It's mind, body, spirit, right? So they all interact, right? So starting the day, getting the body fired up. The guys that are starting the day at 5 a.m. and they're on their laptops. I don't buy that. I don't think that's realistic. Maximum efficiency when you're working during working hours is crucial, and a big part of that is getting the body ready to go, get the brain fired up, get the day started, lift some heavy weights, get all those juices flowing. By the time you get into work, you're maximum efficiency and you're ready to go.
Beautiful. Nice. There you go, Chris. Great form, good stuff. How many reps you like to hit there?
About 15.
Okay.
Tell me about your journey. I mean, you've transformed your body and how important that's been.
100%. So, got out of a long-term relationship. I'm 5'10". I was weighing 235 pounds at my heaviest, I was like 175 here a few weeks ago. I haven't weighed in recently, but so that's 60 pounds.
Looking great, totally transformed. What did people say? What did people say about that transformation?
Some people didn't even recognize me, right? So, it was that powerful, and it's been very inspirational. And I didn't even realize it. I'm posting on Instagram, just showing off my progress, and it's inspired so many people, to get fit. I had a friend that also went through a 50-pound weight loss journey, and it's funny that just running around a room like this, right? Running in circles for an hour,
got it done.
Eating tuna and rice 2 times a day and drinking just water, and just coming in here every day and just posting the progress of that has been so inspirational. People tell me like, man, you really inspired me to go on my own weight loss journey and to get fit. So, just doing those little things, right? And just being open about it. Being open about your journey with other people is so valuable.
Were you in the car business at the time when you lost that weight?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And I was driving 3 hours a day. I was working 11 to 12 hours a day, and I was working out for 1 to 2 hours a day.
How did that impact your car career?
It was fantastic. Right? It was amazing. So it totally changed the game. It totally changed the way I interacted with customers. Your physical fitness, physical attractiveness has a lot to do with people's reception of you, right? And how you sell cars, right? So, you're going to close more deals physically fit. Your physical fitness has a lot to do with how people receive you. So it's helped me close car deals 100%, right? I mean, if you're looking good, automatically people are going to assume like, okay, this guy's put together just by how you look, right? So, and for the record, right, you can't fix your face, right? Clothes are expensive, but you can afford to at least do some calisthenics at home, and you can afford to replace the high calorie, high fat foods you're eating with some low calorie, low fat foods. You can do that easily. You can change your lifestyle in that sense and look put together on minimal budget, right? I mean, that's a good thing.
There you go, Chris. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful.
The gym is where I'm able to get a lot of thinking done. It can be.
Say that. Yeah, you can think about things, clear your head, kind of resolve a lot of stuff, and actually it moves the business forward.
100%. It's super zen. You're locked in. You're focused on one thing. It really helps kind of block the rest of the distractions out. There's none of the chaos of the day. It's you and the weights, and you definitely have an opportunity to reflect and get to the next level on a lot of problems where if you're just like waking up and rolling out of bed and rolling into work, it's going to be a different way, a different perspective. You're staying stagnant with how you attack this problem. So opening up the perspective, right, thinking about it in new places, thinking about it in new settings, and thinking about it while your body's active, right? It's like opening up different pathways for the brain. And for me, I've been able to solve a lot of problems at the store just by coming in here, just going super zen, and just it's me and the weights and just thinking about things. I'm making phone calls to Gerry, phone calls to TA, in between sets, like, hey, I got a plan, right? I got an idea for us. So definitely a positive place for that as well.
Yeah, I love that. This is such an opportunity, right? I mean, this is me, right? I want people to see me, see what I do every day, right? Wake up, start the day with a prayer. That's the spirit part, right? I'm thankful, I'm grateful to God. Next step, you get in here, you hit it hard, you get the body going, then we're gonna work the mind. We're gonna get the business, we're gonna make some money, we're gonna sell some cars, we're gonna have a productive day, we're gonna have happy employees, we're gonna have a great vibe, great culture of the dealership. We're gonna make a bunch of money and have a bunch of happy customers. So mind, body, spirit, they all go together.
And this is no BS. I mean, this is obviously what you do. You can see it. You can see it in the fitness. You have a plan. You say you know what you're doing. This isn't just show for the camera.
Right. No, this is my day. This is real life. You guys are getting to see the beginning portion of Chris's day. This is how it starts. Right. So.
We got 50s here?
We got 60s.
60s!
We got 60s. We gotta get a nice deep stretch.
Oh my God.
And we gotta do a little bit of back.
Oh my God. He's putting the throttle down. You're gonna lose me.
Last set, make it count.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Nice. Beautiful, Chris. Oh, beautiful. Oh yeah.
Nice deep stretch and control. Go into failure.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was gonna build that chest right there.
And again, you're doing a fly, I'm doing a pressing style, so I've definitely got an advantage.
So much stronger every minute. Or every second, I don't know.
Yeah. Not bad.
When I got the GM job, it was, I had supreme, maximum trust as a GSM. I could run the sales department, hire, fire, I could, whatever. We were buying cars, selling cars, writing more checks than anybody in the dealership in the GSM position, obviously. There's a lot of trust there. General manager, I had no context for how much trust, right, needed to be earned right, to be given the keys to a multi-million-dollar investment, right? I mean, I'm managing legitimately a multi-million-dollar investment
Huge.
for one individual,
Yeah.
right? It's like talk about being that, for multi-billionaire families, they have like the house finance person that's managing this one investment. In a sense, that's what I'm doing. I'm managing these investments for him, this portfolio of 3 businesses under one rooftop. Family office, beautiful. So in that sense, like there's a lot of trust in running that is like that family office.
For an under 30-year-old kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to say that, but
at the time, a 29-year-old kid, right? I mean, that is a lot of trust. I mean, like I said, 3 businesses, at the time 4 businesses. We had a body shop under one rooftop. You've got personnel, you've got major investments, and there's major questions of where do we allocate these resources? What's the return on investment? That's something I had no context for, right? So it took
how
time.
have you stepped up on that? How have you dealt with that pressure?
It's baptism of fire.
Yeah.
Learning through failure.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. And
exciting? Do you feel the growth?
I feel the growth. I feel it every day, right? I feel the growth every day. I mean, the first 6 months is almost like the first 6 months as a salesperson, right? It's like where it took 6 months to realize that I had no idea what I was doing, right? I had no idea.
Fair
enough. But you keep learning, you keep growing. There's almost not enough time to where I didn't have Gerry there every day, right? That's my mentor, right? He's doing Gerry things.
Yeah.
He's out acquiring other stores, so I didn't have that lifeline all the time. I told Gerry, I didn't realize how much you did for us. Right?
Oh my God!
How much of the thinking, how much of the doing,
no doubt.
How much of just getting it done you did for us, where we're selling cars, didn't have to worry about it. And he'd always say, like, the GM looks like he's doing nothing. He's actually doing everything behind the scenes, keeping the thing going. And as the longer I'm in it and the deeper I get into it, people are like, I haven't seen you all day. What have you been doing? It's like,
right,
dude, I've been doing everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I've been doing all the things that you don't, just so you don't have to, so you just continue to make money and be productive for the dealership, right? My job is to eliminate the roadblocks from all of my department heads so that they can just continue to be productive and make money. That's my mission.
Empower
so it's literally doing everything so that, and it looks like you're doing nothing. You're locked in an office for a certain amount of time to get some crucial, action item done, and then you're moving on to the next crucial action item.
I love it.
Right? So,
I love it.
Yeah, it was baptism of fire. Like I said, it was a lot of stumbling along the way, a lot of failures, a lot of learning the hard way. Right? We shouldn't trust this person to make these investments, or this wasn't a great investment, or it was experimenting with different advertising, avenues, right? So,
but now you're at a point where you kind of want to run a little faster.
100%.
Yeah.
We're there. Crawled, we walked, we're running now. We hit a nice jog. We're getting ready for the sprint. So, yeah, and it's a marathon, man. I mean, it's every single day. It's buying cars, selling cars. It's always be looking for new talent, always be taking interviews, right? It's every single day. Like I said, there was a lot of we failed with certain pricing strategies. We failed with certain acquisition strategies. We failed with certain
Everyone's tried different things, yeah. Let's be like CarMax today,
right?
that's right.
So, I mean, there were so many things that we did, that I did wrong, right? It was like, and at the end of the day, right, there's 30 odd people underneath of me. The only one that's accountable is me.
Right.
It's my baby.
That's it. Buck stops there.
And, even as a sales manager, there's always someone to blame, right?
Of course.
You look around, there's no one to blame but yourself.
That's
right?
right.
In the position that I'm in. And that also took some getting used to. Because it was always, the GM, the GM or the GSM or this person or the sales or the service manager, or the parts manager was doing something wrong. And that's why I was so good.
Right.
And, then you just, like I said, you start looking around, there's nobody.
Extreme accountability.
But you, it's extreme accountability.
I love that.
So
that comes back to the fitness. Because this sets you right, this gets you going.
100%, because there's no one accountable for lifting the 60-pound dumbbell other than myself right now.
That's right.
It's extreme accountability.
Extreme accountability. Beautiful. I love that story, man. That is real talk, and that brings it all together.
Ooh, fantastic, Chris.
This is not made for TV, man.
That's right.
I just rolled out of bed.
That's
right?
it.
It's
You're
just,
ready.
Didn't brush my teeth. Didn't
You're
do
ready.
anything. I'm just
No filter.
I'm just no filter. No filter. That's how the day starts,
That's
right? You know, one thing I will say too. I want to do one more set, but the general manager thing. Starting at 29, I'm 30 years old. Talking about that extreme accountability, talking about the baptism of fire, the failures. My boys, right, that are my age, that I grew up with, and like people that I interact with that are my age, like they have no context. Right. So there's like that rapport and that common ground is now like kind of evaporated
There's a little
with a lot
distance,
of people in my life because
not running the same crew.
They don't understand, they can't understand that level of accountability. It's like, yeah, man, my boss was a jerk today, and I'm always like taking their boss's side.
Yeah, you see a different perspective.
Right. I'm like, well, what did you do? Right? What did you do that was hurting business, hurting productivity? And it's just a different mindset of, I can't wait to get off the clock, right? I can't wait to
go
get out
party,
of here.
go to the club,
yeah,
whatever.
I'm clocked out.
Watch
and
the game.
I'm checked out. It's like, it's like for me, I'm never checked out, right? It's always phone's on all the time. Getting text from Gerry at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, like
every time I talk to you, you're thinking business.
right, 100%.
Yeah.
I have to, right?
Of
I gotta be
course.
locked in all the time, and there's no, like, once again, the buck stops with me, so there's no blame game. There's none of that, right? If there's an issue with someone that I'm holding accountable, it's on me to fix that. It's repair or replace, right? So we got to fix this issue. So there's a lot less context with my friends. I don't even talk about work with my friends anymore. There's no point, right?
I get it. Chris, what do we got here?
Just got a little ab machine,
Nice.
right? Get the core going.
Yes.
The whole body works together, right? So
100%.
I'm gonna activate that core. It's gonna help everything else, tighten everything else up, and it's gotta look good. You never know when somebody's gonna just walk in the dealership and say, "Take your shirt off."
Right.
We need to get this store to sell 100 plus cars, and then move on to hopefully multiple rooftops for Gerry, and go from there.